Good, you come on down. We're going to start you off with our pressure cooker, and you know, pressure cooking's been around for a long, long time. It's one of the best ways to cook. You can save so much time and so much money, and the pressure cooker we have for you today is a stovetop, and you will love it. It's at a great price of only $39.95. That's $20 off the retail price. It's $10 off our price, and also, take a look. FlexPay, 3 payments of $13.32. You will love it. It comes with recipes, everything that you need to go to get going on this. 2 payments, under $20 off retail. And this comes to us from IMUSA, which was a company founded back in 1934. They have over 75 years of experience. And George Duran, chef, entertainer, TV host. You've seen him on the Food Network. You've seen him on TLC on his Ultimate Cake-Off show. This guy's been everywhere. He's a French culinary grad. He specializes in French cuisine, American cuisine, South American cuisine. He's going to show you how you can utilize what I love. A cooking method's been around for a long time, George.
Oh, yeah, with pressure cooking.
And first of all, welcome to our show. It's great to have you here. But like my grandmother used to use one, and you said your grandma used to use one too, right?
Absolutely. In fact, my mother even used it. And when I used to go in the house and it used to be hissing, my brother would say there's a snake inside of it, and I would get really scared of it, actually. But this day and age, we have new generation of pressure cookers that are incredibly safe, and they have all these incredible safety features built right into it, including the IMUSA one that I'm going to show you over here. For example, you have this little knob over here where to open it, the handle, you have to actually push, turn, and open it. Well, once it goes under pressure, the red button goes up, and that prevents you from opening it up under pressure. That
can't open it.
Already one pressure. Then you have the regulator. When it goes over a certain amount of pressure, the regulator, this is where it starts hissing. And then you have the fuse. This is the emergency fuse. If all else fails, the fuse will pop up. And then, finally, for another security measure, you have the window gauge over here. If anything happens with all these other security measures, the extra air, the extra pressure will start coming out.
Will actually leak out.
Yeah.
Well, that was the issue with the old ones. You know, basically you slapped it on and you kind of held your breath and you hoped it worked out. But all these great features make this what I would call our pressure cooker of the modern ages. And by the way, you can use this on any stovetop. You can use this. We're actually going to do it on our little mini gas grill, but you can do this on a halogen. You can do this on electric. It works on anything. There's nothing to plug in. So if you want to take this with you camping and you want to take it in your RV, you can do it as well. But take advantage of the $10 off. Now, George is going to take us on a tour of just some of the things you can cook. And one of the big things I love about this, George, is it saves us so much time and money. It really does, because you're cooking in a shorter period of time.
Absolutely. You look at something like beans, for example, and we have a little plate of dried beans over here, from lentils to black beans, kidney beans, and you can tell that from those beans, you usually soak it overnight, or you have to cook it for about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the bean. In this pressure cooker, what I've made over here, just for you guys, so you can taste, is, oh man, you're going to love this. It's called a chorizo lentil stew.
Oh my gosh.
So what I've taken is this Spanish sausage called chorizo. I put it inside with the lentils and the rest of the ingredients. That chorizo has infused inside the lentil stew, and in 8 minutes, in 8 minutes, this is the go-to dinner for me. I come home, and in 8 minutes, isn't that absolutely...
And you know what? And healthier cooking and one-pot meals. You know, you don't have to go and put 7 different pots on the stove when you do this. And beans especially, because beans take a long time. I would never think like lentil soup unless, you know, in that amount of time. Usually you're thinking hours and hours and hours.
It almost always takes about 2 to 3 hours for you to cook or to soak it overnight. It takes forever. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this, put it over here. And you know what? What I love about the IMUSA pressure cooker is that you can use it on the stovetop and you can sear with it right away. It's made out of cast aluminum, and what you get is this gorgeous browning. Look at these short ribs over here.
Oh my gosh.
You know, usually what you do with pressure cookers, you have to sear in one pan and then boil in the other and then combine it in the pressure cooker and cook it all together. Well, in this case, everything happens in this one pressure cooker pan, and what I've done is seared these gorgeous, look at these short ribs. Look at that browning.
And you see they're actually bubbling right on there. We'll hold that shot. Look at how beautiful. And that's what you get from that great aluminum. Aluminum is such a great conductor of heat. And you get real browning. When you have a stovetop pressure cooker, you really can get that heat cranked up versus some of the electrics, which don't really get that hot, and you wind up poaching all your food.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
So what I do is I add the rest of the ingredients. My secret with the short ribs is to add a little bit of pepper jelly inside of it, and you got to check this out. Now, this is the beauty thing, is that from the cooktop, you can bring it with a helper handle, the Cool Touch helper handles. Bring it straight to your table. When you open this up, take a look at this beauty over here. Look at this.
This is the end product of our short ribs. How long did this take altogether?
You know what? It took 45 minutes.
Come on, really?
It takes more than 4 hours to slowly cook
I've done short ribs before. It's like 4 hours to do short ribs to get them tender. But remember, when the air has nowhere to go, it goes back into the food and it tenderizes the food. So it reduces the cooking time. I got to grab a fork.
You have to. Can I try these? I mean, it is falling right off the bone.
Oh my gosh!
As I'm doing this,
look at the meat. Do you see this meat? It's just crumbling. All right, there's my bite right there.
Can you imagine getting all these short ribs or pork shoulders or even chicken, and in 45 minutes you have the most tender meat that usually takes in a Dutch oven to cook. In 4 to 5 hours, you can get this done.
Oh, my gosh. That's like the best, most delicious pot roast you've ever had in your life, but even better. And then you know what else is nice, too, about pressure cooking? For anybody that has trouble making sauces, built in, right? The sauce is like built in from all the flavor. Let me tell you quickly, there's only 2,000 to go around. That's all we have. And when we have something that's at this price, at the $39.95, I want to remind everybody, we rarely get to do that on 3 payments. $13.32, we're going to ship this out. Try it. We got recipes included with this. You get the pressure cooker and the lid. Easiest thing you've ever done. Literally, you put some oil in there, you brown what you want, you add your vegetables, you add whatever rice, whatever pastas you want, liquid, put the lid on, and then just let it go. And 9 out of 10 times you're in 15, 20, 30 minutes cooking time versus 2 to 3 hours, so you wind up saving money because you're not spending as much time on the stove as well. All right, you're going to cook something else for us?
This is my mom's recipe. It's her chicken soup. And what I'm doing very simply, once again, I'm adding all the vegetables in there. You cook it beforehand, right inside the pot. And for me, vegetable soup, chicken soup in this case, my mother would add a little bit of tomato paste in there and the chicken, because more often than not, people just end up buying the sodium-rich chicken stock to make chicken soup. I don't get it. For me, it's about the chicken. So you can add an entire chicken in this 7.5-quart pressure cooker. You just leave it in there. You add some water in there. You add any other aromatics you want, but I put carrots and celery in there. You just add the water in there. You cover it up, and let me tell you something. In 20 to 25 minutes, you're going to get an amazing chicken noodle soup.
Did you see how quickly he just did that? That's in 25 minutes you've made, from start to finish, the most incredible chicken soup. And look at here. Now, see, I would never think that this chicken would be cooked already, but watch. Watch this.
Look at that. It just falls apart.
God.
It just stays right in there. And so you just take out a little bit of that breast there, and you put it right on top of the noodles, just like that. And the broth, this is what real broth is about. This is what cures you, I think. You know, this is what my mother would always serve us, to pretty much cure us, and it's an absolute delight. Let me grab that ladle right over there. There's a ladle right around here. We're going to grab some of that. That's beautiful. And this stock, let me tell you something, with a little bit of that tomato paste, see how beautiful that is? Look how gorgeous that is.
And here's the thing, it's all built in. You don't have to be a professional chef to use a pressure cooker. All you need to do, saute your veggies, whatever meats you want or whatever fish you want, and then put your liquid in and put on the lid. It makes its own sauce. It is beautiful. All right, listen, 2,000 to go around. $13.32 to get it home. We're doing a whole pressure cooking system here with recipes for less than $40. That is amazing, and it'll work on any stove type. So whether you've got gas or electric or halogen or induction, doesn't matter. It'll work on there very well. And look at how beautiful that soup is. It'll be like something like nothing you've ever tasted before.
It's almost like I just went into my house, and all I did was pretty much put all the ingredients I found, and I ended up just placing it inside of the pressure cooker, closing it up, and in about 20, 25 minutes, I have this homemade chicken noodle soup. A little bit of that tomato paste gives that red color. Isn't that absolutely flavorful?
First I tasted your lentil soup. That's the best lentil soup I've ever had in my life.
You know,
that is unbelievable.
A lot of my friends are kind of afraid sometimes of the pressure cooker. And again, the safety features are amazing with the IMUSA pressure cooker. You have the little knob right over here, this orange little tab. That thing pops up and prevents me from opening it when it's under pressure. So I cannot do what I'm doing right now because obviously there's no pressure in here at this point. But if there were, that red knob pops up and it physically prevents me from opening it. You have the pressure regulator that also prevents that, spits out some of that steam that is too much in there. The fuse also as a security, and then finally you have the window fuse right over here. Right over here, this guy over here is going to push out some of that extra steam in case it gets a little too hot in there.
Hey, listen, we are very busy right now. Take advantage of this. It's only $13.32. If you've always wanted a pressure cooker, now's the time to get it. You don't need a separate outlet for this. This works right on your stovetop. It'll work on your campfire. It'll work on your outdoor grill. It'll work anywhere that you have a heat source. You don't have to plug anything in. All you do is brown, add your veggies, add your spices, add your meats, a little liquid, put the lid on, and forget about it. And the 70% savings in cooking time. And imagine, This was the trick that our grandparents knew. This is the trick that our moms knew. How to concentrate flavor and cook in a shorter period of time. Remember, this that's cooking right here, if you look at this pan right here and you see air and you see moisture coming up, when you put a lid on top of that, the air and moisture has nowhere to go. It goes back into the food and it breaks down, you know, the tougher cuts of meat. So you can use cheaper cuts of meat in a pressure cooker too.
Absolutely. You save so much time. It's healthier. It retains a lot of the nutrients. Italian food is one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh.
And when you make risotto, it takes 45 minutes to an hour, and you got to constantly...
You have to babysit it, right?
Yeah, always.
I know.
In 7 minutes, I made risotto inside of the pressure cooker. Check this out. Is this not an absolute beauty? Look at this. Look at this.
Can you look in there? Now that is, it's creamy. Look at how beautiful that's what risotto's supposed to look like.
I literally sauteed the onions, added the arborio rice in there. At the very end, we're going to add a little bit of this Parmesan cheese, just like that in there. Mix it in, and in a pressure cooker in 7 minutes, without having to constantly mix it, I got this gorgeous.
Do you have squash in there?
Oh yeah.
Is that butternut squash?
Very well done.
Helen, come on out.
What's happening? Is there food?
Yeah, say hi to George.
Look, George is here. Nice meeting you.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and taste that in there. Let me get you a plate.
When we were looking at this show, Guy and I said we couldn't believe the price of this. I mean, a pressure cooker for under $40.
It's great.
I mean, this is wonderful. I love pressure cookers because I'm always thinking of food at the last minute.
And everybody should have a pressure cooker. I've said that for everybody should have one good pressure cooker. Look at you.
Gorgeous. That's breakfast.
Now, Guy, I know you like desserts. Is that right?
Are you kidding me, bro?
You have a sweet
You're going to cook dessert in a pressure cooker.
I'm going to cook dessert in a pressure cooker. You're going to absolutely
Don't
love
eat too much. You have dessert to eat, too.
Oh, I do. Oh, this is it's so warm and yummy.
Isn't that great?
It's like a bowl of Gayovan.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
Gayovan. Helen, you're the best.
Can you imagine you come home and in the pressure cooker, not only can you make a risotto in 7 minutes, but you can make my chocolate tart. It's a cinnamon chocolate tart. You got to look at this guy over here. The pressure's off, so you see the little button there? It's down. It's safe for me to open. When I open this up, this is my chocolate tart that I've steamed inside of the pressure cooker.
George,
just like that.
Yeah.
How about that?
See, now, again, you wouldn't think you could do desserts. You put a little water in there, and then just a little batter in a pan, and then
That's right. A little bit of aluminum foil on the bottom to keep it up above the water. It steamed the chocolate tart, and then what I do with the chocolate tart, I got to kind of serve it there. I make a little ganache right there, and you got to give me a little ooh when you see it.
Oh, my gosh, yum.
Oh, yeah, just like that.
You know what? Make sure that ganache stays here. I know Helen, she'll take that with her, and she'll bring it home.
Helen,
take that ganache home.
I'll put a lid on it and then take it home. He knows me.
Go ahead, Helen. Now you have to have dessert.
When you go to like a really fancy high-end restaurant and you want something like this, you have to tell them when you get there because they have to start making it.
Yeah.
I can't believe how
like
quickly
the lava cakes and things like that?
Yes, exactly.
Listen, you can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a pressure cooker.
Here we go.
It's so easy to do. And George, you know, George has the ability to cook in any fashion he wants, but still, pressure cooking. You told me you've been doing this for a long time. Your family, your mom's been pressure cooking.
Absolutely. You know, I actually own an electric pressure cooker, but I also own one of these. And the thing is that this pressure cooker lives with my pots and pans. It actually goes where my pots and pans are. So that at a given moment, I want to grab the pot and pan. I just want to pull out my pressure cooker. I put it on the stovetop, and I instantly cook with it without having to plug anything in, putting the parts together, whatever it is. It's such a quick and easy method.
All right, Helen's going. Take your food with you, Helen.
She took everything with her.
Listen now, if you get home late from work, here's the thing. If you get home late and you don't think you have time to cook, you can take frozen chicken breasts out of the freezer, put them in there with some wine and some garlic and some tomatoes, little spices, put the lid on, and in 20 minutes, you'll be having chicken dinner. If you're one of those people that works like a crazy person and you don't have time to plan your meals or you don't have 5 hours on a Sunday, you can get the same results. All right. I see you pulling out a beet out of there.
It took me 5 minutes to make these beets. I just put a little bit of water, put the beets inside of it, and look at this. With my hands, I'm just going to peel the beets. And this is the beauty of this time of year. You get these wonderful beets. And instead of roasting it for 45 minutes or boiling it for such a long time, the beets are done in 5 minutes inside of the IMUSA pressure cooker.
All right, listen, less than 2,000 to go around. If you want to grab this, we're doing ribs. We've done chicken soup. We've done bean soup. We did beets. We did dessert. We've done all these things. It's $39.95. $10 off our regular price, $20 under retail, and you can get it for $13.32. If you have always wanted to pressure cook like Mom or Grandma, the safest way to do it is with our IMUSA 7.5-quart aluminum pot. We're going to take a quick break. I know Helen's got the spotlight coming up. We got beautiful ribs. Do you see those ribs we're saving for you? Here's Helen with the spotlight. We'll be right back with our Kamal pan.